नमस्कार. श्री अनिल शास्त्री जी, श्री सुनील शास्त्री जी, श्री मुदित शास्त्री, प्रोफेसर ए दास, कर्नल अजय सूद, distinguished guests, the other family members of Shastri ji, and my dear brothers and sisters. I am here to deliver the 29th Bahadur Shastri ji Memorial Lecture this evening on a subject which was close to Shastri ji's heart, close to my heart also, and also initiated by Shastri ji and then continued by the present government also. In fact, I feel sorry that I could not agree initially because I was having severe cold, cough, and then the cough is subsided, but now again there is a problem of cold continues. So that's why I am not in a normal position because it's troubling me. I feel really happy to be here in this prestigious memorial lecture. My dear brothers and sisters, Sri Bahadur Shastri ji was a visionary leader of his times, someone who has inspired many generations, as also of his times as well as succeeding ones, with his iconic leadership, simplicity, honesty, adherence to higher moral values, and uncompromising firmness on matters of national interest. It would be no exaggeration to say that Shastriji's transparent austerity, humility, and immaculate character have no parallel. He was above nepotism, like most leaders. He did not encourage his children by promoting them. The concept of dynastic politics was aligned to him. Shastriji's clarion call of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan resonates through our collective conscious to this day. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan aroused in us a powerful sense of confidence, combined with respect towards our brave soldiers and hard-working farmers. It was a slogan which strengthened our resolve to become strong, independent, and self-reliant. Not only did India emerge victorious under Shastriji's strong leadership of the nation during the 1965 war, but Pakistan and its powerful allies of the day saw that beneath the soft exterior of his exemplary leader lay a steely resolve. Sadly, in stark contrast today, opportunistic politics, marred by defections, betraying lack of ideological conviction, rule the roast, except few honorable exceptions. Public figures are driven by lust for power and vulgar nepotism. I call it as vulgar. Corruption is a pervasive concern, evil eating into the vitals of our society. We have fortunately a very honest and dedicated Prime Minister. But we need leaders at every level, up to the lowest level. So I feel that people who want to enter politics, who are entering politics, must have the caliber of Sri Shastri ji as their role models. I am a strong fan of Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, right from my student days. His simplicity, his honesty, and his firm resolve in protecting the national interest has impressed me. Not only me, many. In spite of the government not giving that much importance, like you see, like many leaders, you find their statues, you find the institutions named after them. I don't want to get into controversy by criticizing any, but it's a fact that the needed importance which was due was not given to this great leader. But still, he is popular among the masses in spite of that. The reason being simple, as I said, because of his simplicity, honesty, and dedication and devotion for the sake of the nation. He had a passion for the nation, and he never did any omission or gave any remission. He always pursued the cause of the nation during his tenure and during his life, in whatever responsibilities he had. If Shastri ji were to be administered today, he would certainly applaud, fully back the strides being made by India in all areas as it seeks to become increasingly Atmanirbhar Bharat under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. There is no doubt, as was said earlier, Shastri ji was a pioneer in the way he spearheaded the White Revolution and the Green Revolution, paving the way for the Atmanirbhar Bharat back in his days. Today, India stands on the cusp of a major transition, emerging as an important player on the global stage. It is now the fifth largest economy, and it is being estimated that we will become, if we continue this tempo, and if all of us join together, we can become the third largest economy in the world. India is being recognized, respected, admired throughout the world, though certain forces on the Western side, they are not able to appreciate, particularly the colonial rulers, of India's growth. That's why you find more often here and there negative stories about India and its growth and its civilizational values. We are the largest democracy in the world, and we are the true secular country in the world. And these other countries who try to give us sermons and lectures, in practice, what they are doing, if you analyze, you will understand the true secularism followed by this country. Because I don't attribute it to one particular government or party, because secularism is in the blood and veins of every Indian because of our heritage, our culture, and our traditions which are given to us by our forefathers. And India, once upon a time known as Vishwa Guru, and also before the colonial rule, India was used to be accounted to nearly 30% of the world wealth. But India never attacked any country. We don't believe in colonialism. And we want to be strong, stable, and the slogan of Atma Nirbhara Bharat also was given by Shastri ji at that time, that we should think in terms of being self-reliant. And then we must be able to in a position to help others. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. Share and care. Vasudhaika Kutumbakam. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. That has been our tradition. So we believe in that. So all of us who are all there in public life, not only in politics, in various life, must adhere to this. There may be here and there few forces giving some slogans and making some comments and all. But country as a whole, our civilization, we stand for this self-reliance, not to, as I told you, boss over anybody or anything. We want to acquire wisdom. We want to acquire wealth to help others. That is the greatness of this nation. Our vaccine manufacturers responded during the COVID crisis with alacrity during the pandemic, which disrupted lives globally. Thus, they have saved the lives of millions of Indians, as also others in various parts of the world. In just over a year, the Government of India, under the humanitarian initiative of Vaccine Maitri, succeeded in delivering 16.29 crore doses to 96 countries. On the domestic front, India administered 2.2 billion doses in the world's largest vaccination drive. My dear sisters and brothers, the surging entrepreneurial spirit of a resurgent new India can be seen with over 86,000 startups. The Startup India initiative launched in 2016 for building a strong ecosystem to nurture innovation and startups in the country has clearly been a runaway success. Now, women, girls, they are also joining the educational field in large numbers. That should be further enhanced and supported. Women should get an equal opportunity. I personally feel women should be given equal right in property, equal opportunity in various fields. I don't talk about particular percentage of reservation, but women needs to be encouraged, promoted. That should be the commitment of all of us. And I go around the country as Vice President and now as former Vice President, and I go to various educational institutions and then I sometimes deliver convocation address and also distribute medals and all. 65% of the meritorious awards and gold medals, girls are in the forefront. This is a welcome trend. This should be further strengthened and they should really get their due. My dear sisters and brothers, India also took a major leap towards Atma Nirbharata in the space sector when the first rocket built by country's private sector recently, Vikram S, took off on November 18, 2022. Similarly, our strides in the strategic domain of defense are exemplified by the launching of India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, and indigenous stealth guided by missile destroyer INS Morbogo. To cite another such instance, INS Wazir, the fifth stealth Scorpion class submarine, was commissioned into the Indian Navy in January this year. The upgrade Arjun Mk2, the third generation of main battle tank MBT developed by the DRDO, has a range of futuristic features on par with the most advanced competitors in the world. This is a movement towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we have not only sufficient food grains to feed our people, and we also have surplus food grains to support the other hungry, needed nations. This is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And today, our boys and girls, they are becoming now CEOs of many of the multinational companies, because I feel this land, this water, this air has something special. There is inherent skill among the people. What is required and what is being done is to recognize and promote that skill. That's why we take up the skill upgradation program also. When it comes to the Indian Railways, Vande Bharat Express, the indigenously built semi-high-speed trains designed and developed by Integral Coach Factory in Chennai, is yet another feather in India's Atmanirbhar cap. The use of aluminium in the train's body is expected to help reduce its carbon footprint significantly. On the agriculture scene, as I told you, during this COVID crisis, every sector is affected to some extent or other. The only sector which totally survived and also produced record food grains is the agriculture sector. Hats off to the Indian farmers. They have produced food grains in excess of what they used to produce earlier. That is the greatness of farmers, the inspiration of the recall given by Shastri ji at the time. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. How significant it is, how powerful message it is, you can understand. He saw the potential and he gave that slogan to inspire people. For instance, food grain production increased to 315.72 million tons in December 2022 as per the fourth advanced estimates, which is the highest ever recorded. Today, India stands second in the production of wheat as well as rice globally. My dear friends, when it comes to the key IT sector, it is ironic that our software engineers working for large MNCs who develop many products which we buy from these giant companies as finished products at a steep cost. Our talented pool of software engineers should help India become Atmanirbhar Bharat in software development, especially with respect to OS operating systems. In seeking to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat, we must fully leverage our demographic dividend. Over 50% of our population is below 30 years, and more than 64% of the population is under 35 years of age. Globally, India is seen as the future talent factory of the world with the largest pool of human resources. This itself gives us a qualitative edge in multiple fields. Tapped to their full potential, the talent and creative energies of our young minds will drive India into a league of the most powerful, self-reliant nations on the world stage. The progress we as a country have achieved in a handful of chosen domains illustrates the development trajectory of a resurgent Atmanirbhar moving into Amrit Kal. We are now celebrating 75 years of India's independence. I am sure we will get the rightful place in the Committee of Nations, a powerful global player, and we have to continue this momentum of development journey in order to attain this goal. My dear friends, for that, we must, as I was emphasizing earlier, we must be simple. We must be true Bharatiyas. See Bahadur Shastri ji, his attire was so simple, but still people recognized him, irrespective of the height, because he has risen to such heights in the memory of the people by his boldness, by his honesty. That is what is required today. The present day generation of youngsters should read about Shastri ji. Our textbooks of all courses, there should be a separate chapter on the life of Shastri ji's teachings and preachings, so that it inspires the generations. Simplicity, dedication, devotion, determination. These are all the requirements. And also, we must be Bharatiyas in our thought, in our action, in our appearance also. I am very clear about it. For that, we must promote our Indian languages, mother tongue. I always emphasize, everyone should keep in mind and respect four things. One, mother, who has given us the beautiful birth. Mother. We call India also Mother India, motherland. We don't call it as fatherland. No disrespect to father. Motherland. That is the civilization of India. And also the native place. You must, back home, you must do something to your native place. And thirdly, mother tongue that has come from mother's womb. We must promote, practice, propagate the usage of mother tongue. First, in the house, we must be conversing with each other in our respective mother tongue. Because of the colonial rule and also the initial education policy, our children, or even elders' parents also tell their children, Babu, call mummy, daddy. Mummy, daddy. ये कहाँ से आया? Ma. Say ma, it comes from the heart. Say mummy, it comes from the lips. Very simple. When I became vice president, the media people asked me, sir, now that you have become vice president, I said, yes. They were again stressing on that. I said, what is your problem? Tell me. So they said, sir, what about the dress? I said, no change of dress, only change of address. I am in 30 Abdul Kalam Road. I will be moving to 6 Maulana Azad Road. And I attend international conferences, except in extreme weather conditions. I go by my normal attire. So everybody, they were respecting. And also, during our conversation also, we must treat every other person as brother or sister, elderly people. The language plays an important role in our civilization. So the language, I feel, up to the high school, the education has to be in mother tongue. And later, of course, as a language you can learn English from the beginning. But now people are saying learn English, go through English medium and learn your mother tongue as a language. Why? This charity in our own country. We must promote educational system in our mother tongue. Some people have Doubt, sir, if you don't read English medium, if you don't go through convent, you will not come up. One boy asked me, sir, you are stressing on mother tongue, okay, but if you don't go to English medium, then you will not go up. I told him, what do you mean? He said, sir, you can't go up. Then I told him in a writer, I spoke to God recently through ISD, and I asked him, sir, is there any restriction to reach you about the medium? He said, no. Anybody whose time is expired, after the expiry of time, anybody can come here without any language barriers. He said, no, sir, you are just saying it in a writer manner. I am talking of going up. Then I gave him an example. I want to give an example today also here. The President of India, present and past, they studied in their mother tongue. The Vice President myself, earlier former Vice President, I never went to convent. I studied in a village school, walked 4 kilometers a day to go to school and come back. And then the Chief Justice who have just retired, Justice Ramana, he said openly, I have had my initial education in mother tongue. Then the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, he did not go to any convent. So President, Vice President, Chief Justice and Prime Minister, these are supposed to be the top posts, na? You have seen, this is a live example. I am not suggesting that we should not learn English. Learn as many languages as possible. Go through the history of Germany, even Russia, France, even China, many other countries. They pursue their education initially in their respective languages. Even the foreign dignitaries who come here, they don't speak English except Europeans. They speak in their mother tongue and there is a translation. One day, some time back, I asked my sister, Srimati Sushma Swaraj, late Sushma Swaraj, yeah, Sushma ji, लोगों को अंग्रेजी मालूम है क्या? She said, many of them know English, but they don't speak. They like to speak and feel proud to speak in their mother tongue. And there is a translation. But only for us this weakness, either we know English or not, we try to speak in English. And this English thinking, small, as it was mentioned earlier, Lal Bahadur Shastri. There are certain places and certain roads named here and there. LB Nagar. Lal Bahadur Shastri Nagar, LB Nagar. Who is LB? How do you recognize? And I was going through a road in Hyderabad, MG Road. I thought MG Ramachandran is popular in Hyderabad. They said, no, sir, Mahatma Gandhi Road. And then there is another SP Road in Secunderabad. SP Road, I thought this superintendent of police is so powerful that a road has been named after him. They said, no, sir, Sardar Patel Road. Sardar Patel ji has become SP. Mahatma Gandhi has become MG. And Lal Bahadur Shastri LB. Why? Can't we pronounce the full name? Full name has to be used. That is our culture, our tradition. The short, these things. That is now our children also are getting, and they don't call their neighbor and friend also in full name. Now some of the boys or girls, they are saying, bro. What is bro? I don't know. Bro means brother. And they say, Anna, brother, sister. ये भी weakness हो गया. This is also another weakness because of the education. Learn English, no, nothing wrong. First learn mother tongue. Learn Hindi because that is the largest spoken language. Some people again raise the issue of Hindi, non-Hindi, imposition. And I was there in Deep South. Someone asked me. I said, no imposition. They were clapping. I said, no opposition. That is my proposition. No imposition, no opposition. There is no proposition. Why? Because large number of people, they learn Hindi. In my student days, I was nearer to Chennai, my place, Naidu. So there was anti-Hindi agitation. We all came out of the school, and then those days, agitation means happy. Bunking the school and then enjoying holiday. We came out and then started shouting Hindi, down, down. And then we got a doubt by Hindi, हमारा शहर में है कहाँ? Each one was looking to other. And one boy told, there is Hindi in two places in our Nellore. What was that? Railway station and post office. So we got into two batches, went there to put tar on those. But later we realized we put tar on our face. Because I became RNA General Secretary, became President. You don't know the language spoken by a large number of people, and you go and talk to the people in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan, in Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand and villages, and you try to speak in English. They don't understand. Not only this, many. So we must try to learn as many Indian languages as possible. This is my advice to the younger generation. First, read in your mother tongue. Practice mother tongue at home. Medium of communication at home should be mother tongue. Like some of the colleges and schools, medium of education is English. And also only English. I say only mother tongue at home. That's my suggestion to all. This is how we can protect our civilization. And the boy or the girl, in the early age, they will be able to easily communicate, translate their thoughts in their mother tongue, or understand. If you teach them English initially, the boy has to learn English language and also subject. If you teach him in mother tongue, straight away, only subject. He will understand. This is simple. But I don't know. But I'm happy that the new education policy is a right movement in right direction. It is giving stress on imparting mother tongue and also the life and teachings of our great leaders like Lal Bahadur Shastri and there are many other leaders. They should be part of our history. Our history books till recently, even the history I studied, Robert Clive the Great, great kahan se? People who came and ruled us, ruined us, they are great. Not Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, not Rana Pratap, not Veerapandya Kattabomman, not Jhansi Lakshmi Bai. Many history books. Robert Clive, Alexander the Great. For what? Like, this is how our minds were tuned by the Englishers. And even now they want us to remember them, and there are some perverted people here in this country who go outside and say, British rule is better. Fortunately, no politician said like that. Some other so-called big person, I don't want to name him. We should be proud of our culture, our heritage, our system. If there are problems internally, shortcomings, yes, we must highlight them. And our youngsters who are entering into politics, they must commit themselves to the probity in public life, honesty and simplicity. And we should allow our parliament and legislature to function fully. And then my solution as Even late Pranab Mukherjee also has said 3D formula. Discuss, debate and decide. Do not disrupt. Disrupt. Fourth D is not necessary. That do not mean opposition means we should also join the bandwagon of the government. No. Oppose. Let the government propose. Let the opposition oppose. Let the House dispose. House is elected by the people. You have to go by the mandate of the people. There is no other way. This has to be followed scrupulously by all. Otherwise, democracy will be weakened. Our youngsters, they look to parliamentarians, legislators for guidance. And some of them, they are our role models. What is the role model we are? You have seen in some certain states, the scenes in legislative assemblies, at times even in parliament also. They don't enhance the image of leaders. Leaders should be setting examples by their conduct. Why we are remembering Shastri ji or Sardar Patel or many great leaders? Because of their conduct, because of their dedication, because of their commitment. We should take such leaders as the role models. And as I was telling earlier, our history books must be full of stories of such great leaders. There are leaders, the regions also. I was mentioning about Veerapande Kattabomman, Alluri Sitaramaraju, Komaram Bhim, different people, Birsa Munda. They are not regional leaders. They are national leaders from a region initially. But again, we take the phrase of regional leaders and all. They are national leaders. The nation must give due recognition to such great people. So, back to the subject, my dear sisters and brothers, this Atmanirbhar Bharat, the call initially given by Shastri ji, should inspire all of us. And we should, in every field, not only in food grain production, not only in science and technology, not only in space, not in every sector, we must be Atmanirbhar. We must be producing whatever is required for the country, food, security, defense, in every field. Then only it will be really an Atmanirbhar Bharat. So let us get inspiration from Shastri ji's Atmanirbhar Bharat and respect our Jawans who are sacrificing their lives for the sake of the nations. We should not do anything to denigrate, to further our political this thing. We should not drag army into these controversies. They are working in extreme weather conditions in Jammu Kashmir. Certain powers, they are trying to create trouble and create controversies about Kashmir, about other issues and all. Kashmir is an integral part of India. Our Jawans are there to protect us, safeguard the security of the country. We should admire them always. And also our Kisans, they are also producing food grains in adverse seasonal and weather conditions, going through many hardships. They should always be respected, and our politicians, whoever stands for honesty. So that's why I feel in politics we must have a 4C formula. I conclude by touching this subject, 4C. Character, caliber, capacity and conduct. These 4 C's are full in display in Shastriji's. But some of the modern day politicians, they have invented substitutes for these 4 C's. The new 4 C's are caste, community, cash and criminality. Forget their first 4 C's. This is what is being done by some people in order to derive temporary political benefit. We should adhere to the original 4 C's and see to it that every one of us follow that. Once again, I would like to thank Anil Shastri ji and his other family members and the institute which they are running. I had an occasion to interact with some of the youngsters. They are doing a great job. That such institutes should be promoted in the larger interest of the country. And also, as I was suggesting, that our youngsters should visit the life of Shastriji, visit the life and get inspiration from his teachings and preachings. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.